I hear bells ringing, I hear birds singing. Love's gonna live here again. I hear bees humming and all the days are coming. Love's gonna live here again. Love's gonna live here. Love's gonna live here. Love's gonna live here again. No more loneliness, only happiness. Love's gonna live here again. All right, one called Love's Gonna Live Here. All right, we're going to do another Eddie and Buck Owens tune for you right now. And how about it for this incredible band up here, the Allstar Jam Band of the 50th anniversary of Polka Fireworks. It's all kind of come together at the last minute, at the 11th hour. And if you remember Eddie's incredible voice, I don't sing that high. So we've changed some of the keys, and we're still working some of that out as we go. What I'll say is these days I'm mainly playing in Nashville, Tennessee at the Grand Ole Opry. How many of you have been to Nashville before? So the thing at the Opry is you play the song once backstage and rehearse it one time. Whatever happens, you're on stage playing it, and that's probably the last time you're going to play the song. Here at the Jam Band 50th anniversary of Polka Fireworks, we don't rehearse at all. You're hearing the rehearsal. So this one's one called Hello Trouble. Yes. Thank you. Woke up this morning, happy as could be. Looked out my window, what did I see? Coming up my sidewalk, just plain as day. Here comes trouble, I never thought I'd do it went away. Well, hello, trouble, come on in. You talk about heartache, well, where you been? Ain't had no history since you've been gone. Hello, trouble, 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 welcome home. Yeah. We'll have some coffee, you rest your shoes. Tell me those sweet lies, now listen to you. A little tired of this life we live. Rather have a little bit of trouble than never ever love again. Well, hello, trouble, come on in. You talk about heartache, well, where you been? Ain't had no history since you've been gone. Hello, trouble, 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 welcome home. Thank you very much. Hello, Trouble. How many of you have been to this festival all 50 years? There are a number of them, but they all raised their hands. They didn't scream. This festival, after being here for about 3 or 4 days every year, you know, I lose my voice. It takes everything out of you. So those last 50 years kind of took a little out of your voices, right? How many of you have been here at least 20 years? How many of you, this is your very first time coming to Polka Fireworks? All right. We got a bunch of hand raisers here in this crowd tonight. We're going to have to liven you up and get that bar working back there or something. So I started with my grandfather when I was 2.5 years old, and loved playing with Henny and the Versatones over the years. This was the first song I ever recorded with the Versatones, one called Blazonczyk. Mam chubby, yeah. Żyjało co całuje. Widzisz mam jak to źle. Wszystkie panie łopsu mają majanie. Marysiu, godzinaj, mam się nie pytaj, bo mam tak robiła, jak jeszcze paną była. Marysiu, godzinaj, mam się nie pytaj, bo mam się tak robiła, jak jeszcze paną była. Nie mam czapy, nie. Ja obsłużę całuję. Widzisz mam cza, jak to źle. Wszystkie panie obsługają majanie. Marysiu, godzinaj, mam się nie pytaj, bo mam tak robiła, jak jeszcze paną była. Marysiu, godzinaj, mam się nie pytaj, bo mam tak robiła, jak jeszcze paną była. Marysiu, godzinaj, mam się nie pytaj, bo mam się tak robiła, jak jeszcze paną była. Marysiu, godzinaj, mam się nie pytaj, bo mam się tak robiła, jak jeszcze paną była. All right, thank you so much. I keep forgetting that it's Wednesday night. How many of you work today? Nobody? How many of you are working right now? I feel like you're so far away from us. I know your chairs are comfortable, but those at the bar, you know, once you get your libations, if you want to come up here and join us, we won't feel so alone up here. It's a communal sport, music, that is.
I missed having Dee Dee singing harmony on that last song.
Yeah, you're welcome up here anytime, though.
We need to have just a mic over somewhere handy.
All right, we're going to do another one that I did with the Versatones over the years, one of the first tunes. Thanks for putting up with me, by the way, those of you who've been around for a long time. I have to mention, he's talking to somebody right now, but my dear Uncle Gene in the front, who is, am I allowed to say your age, or do we not? What's the number? 94 years old. Gene Jevick over here in the corner. My Uncle Gene there, he taught me how to drive. He took me out on the big road for the first time. I remember the road, and it was 40 miles an hour. He let me go 40 miles an hour. He's sitting in the passenger seat, and I remember him telling me, squeeze it like a sponge, buddy, squeeze it like a sponge. But I love you, and I'm so glad to see you out and gonna have a good time tonight. All right, here's one called Violins Play for Me. Grajcie mi wesoło, a ja zatańczę dziewczyną wokoło. Grajcie mi szczębeczki, a zła biegnie strona. Jeszcze nie znudziła ta moja dziewczyna. Grajcie mi wesoło, a ja zatańczę dziewczyną wokoło. Grajcie mi szczębeczki, a zła biegnie strona. By się nie znudziła ta moja dziewczyna. All right, thank you. This is almost an out-of-body experience for me right now. It's been probably 20, 30 years. How did I get old enough to say that? 20, 30 years since I've been singing some of these songs, and it's a real honor and privilege. And again, thank you to the Blazonczyk family for putting this all together. We're going to do another one that I sang when I was a young lad. Yes, Uncle Gene, I was young once. We both were. I aged, he just stayed the same. That's why I didn't know the number. Randy's over there saying, is this a Dee Dee Harmony song? You're welcome to come on up here. Everybody, welcome my mom on stage. Dee Dee Ogrodny, Polka Hall of Famer. I literally wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. You know, they say you never want to follow kids, animals, or Dee Dee. I joke, but if you know me, you know how much I love my mom, and I'm just thrilled to have her here today as well. But we're going to do one called Pretty Girl for you.
Dziewczyna pod lodem, bo down. Pod lodem, bo down. Dziewczyna pod lodem, bo down. Już bym cię, bieram na starczy. Już bym cię, bieram na starczy. Lecz mi cię, go down. Ładna dziewczyna, lecz mi cię, go down. Już bym cię, bieram na starczy. Już bym cię, bieram na starczy. Lecz mi cię, zgoda, ładna dziewczyna, lecz mi cię zgoda. Jednak dziś mnie ładnie łapciku, to byś mnie może. Jednak dziś mnie ładnie łapciku, to byś mnie może. Bo nie ma, a zamykała, bo nie ma, a zamykała za pietką. Może ładnie łapciku, za pietką może. Bo nie ma, ma zamykała, bo nie ma zamykała za piętką, może, ładny chłopczyku za piętką, może. Dziewczyna pod rodem, moda. Pod rodem, moda. Dziewczyna pod rodem, moda. Dziś bym cię, biela masaży. Dziś bym cię, biela masaży. Lecz mi cię zgoda. Dziewczyna, lecz mi cię zgoda. Dziś bym cię, biela masaży. Dziś bym cię, biela masaży. Lecz mi cię zgoda. Dziewczyna, lecz mi cię zgoda. Biela dziś śpiewa na nią, łapciku, to byś mnie może. Biela dziś śpiewa na nią, łapciku, to byś mnie może. Bo nie ma zamykała, bo nie ma zamykała za piewką, może. Łapciku, za piewką, może. Bo nie ma zamykała, bo nie ma zamykała za piewką, może. Łapciku, za piewką, może.
called Pretty Girl. This is truly like playing a family reunion. When I think about Seven Springs, I even remember the smell of this place. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but I remember being 4 or 5 years old and coming down that hill and seeing the picturesque beauty that's outside and hearing that polka music. My mom loves to tell the story of the first time that I ever came here. I was in the van and my grandfather was in the van as well, and he was ready to get here, right? Well, I was taking a nap. And my mom said, you know, we need to keep driving so Ryan can finish his nap. I don't think my grandfather was very happy about that, but he obeyed, and now I wish I still could take a nap, but I can't do that anymore. But we're going to do one now that I used to sing with my Uncle Edgy. I want to recognize my Aunt Felicia and my Uncle Frank and all the Ogrodny family who's here today. And the Zelenoks as well. My dad comes from the Fedor lineage as well, so y'all remember the Fedor family and Joe Fedor, who was instrumental in starting this incredible festival, and I know so many of those that have gone before us are looking down with joy in their hearts, especially once again to the Blazonczyk family for all that they have done and continue to do to make this music stay alive and keep us all together as a family. And he's in front of me, so I have to say, when I talk about family, I have to mention Les Kuczynski. How about a big round of applause for Les? This man does so much for you all in capturing memories that, 20 years from now, we'll get to relive because of you. And you have a beautiful family yourself, and I love you, so thank you for what you do. Here's one called Lovesick Polka.
Ale ja nie wiem, dziewczyno za tobą. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all gather round and come. Let's all do the polka shuffle, go, go, go. Ładny beczka za wodą, ale ja nie wiem, dziewczyno za tobą. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all gather round and round. Let's all do the polka shuffle, go, go, go.
All right, thank you so much. The Lovesick Polka. we're surrounded by so many legends of this polka music business, and I'm surrounded with a bunch of them up here on stage, so I'd like to introduce you to them. Again, this all kind of just developed over the last few weeks, but on trumpet and clarinet, all the way to my right, Mr. Jimmy Malkevich from the Dyna Brass. One of my, I want to call you my brother. I don't know how we're related, but in some way, this man to my right is truly one of my favorite people on the earth, and I respect him so much as a musician. You know, moving to Nashville, goodness gracious, about 18, 19 years ago now, I guess. Yeah, 18 years ago. I went to Music City where there's so many incredible musicians, and I learned so much, and I continue to learn so much from them. But I want it on record that I learned in the beginning and still learn so much from musicians like this gentleman right here on my right, Mr. Kevin Adams, Polka Music Hall of Famer. Give him a round of applause, Kevin Adams. And a little secret is that, you know, when we were doing some of those Eddie tunes, and obviously I don't have Eddie's range, well, I wanted to keep the horn parts in the same key as the original because I didn't want him to have to do any work. So I figured, he played with Lenny, you know, he still has those charts. Well, come to find out today, he wrote all of the charts for all of the songs that we're doing tonight. So much appreciation to you. I talk a lot, so I'm going to have to speed this up, right? But next to me on my left, another family member of mine. He definitely is my brother. I love him more than I can say in words, and I respect him so much as a musician, as a person. Mr. Junior Blazonczyk, please give him a round of applause. You know, watching him as a kid playing with his father, who I obviously looked up to so much, and he was kind enough to share him with all of us, right? And the whole family shared him with all of us, but I admired that relationship so much, and now that both of our dads have gone to heaven, I hope they're proud of us that we're still friends and brothers. So, Junior, all the way on the end, he definitely is my brother too, and I have no words for Randy Kozlowski. He's just another Polka Music Hall of Famer, Randy Kozlowski. Give him a round of applause. He also wrote charts for all of these songs tonight, so appreciate it. Mr. Jack Beachley on the bass, another brother of mine, and plays every instrument on this stage, really, and love him with all my heart. And also in the back, Mr. Ryan Lukács on the drums. We're all brothers, and we're very happy to be here with y'all today. So, we're going to do a couple instrumental fiddle tunes for you right now. After I tune, you know, I tune because I care, and I'm used to playing with somebody who handles all the MC work. So I have a new respect for Al right now. Says the same thing mostly on every show, but I have a chance to tune when he does that. So here we go with the Fiddler's Polka for you. All right, thank you so much. That was fun. Fiddler's Polka. I also want to recognize very early one of my musical heroes who's here this evening, Mr. Lenny Gomulka. How about a big round of applause for Lenny Gomulka? We're going to hopefully twist his arm to come up and do a few songs with us this evening before we all leave. We're going to do another fiddle tune for you right now. This one's called the Suicide Polka. Oh, yeah. I almost committed suicide on the last one because I started Fiddlers like it was suicide. I do that sometimes.
There's a pole to hide behind if things go south.
You know, I'm getting closer to the pole after every song. I am a pole after all.
I've been hiding behind this pole all day. I'm not ready to give it up.
Randy and I used to carry a tree around. I should tell you a story about Randy too. You can either thank him or tell him he's fired after this. But if it wasn't for Randy, I would have never been turned on with the Versatones in the system. So they used to let me play, but they wouldn't really turn my microphone on. And then Randy came to the band and he said, "You know, that kid can play. Why don't you turn that little volume button that goes up and down? You can move it up just a little bit and give him a chance." So, thanks, Randy. I appreciate it.
I'm over here hearing this stuff.
Here we go. Suicide Polka. That's the Suicide Polka. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to feature my brother over here, Mr. Junior Blazonczyk, on an operette. You want to hear Junior sing? I sure do. What you going to do, Junior?
One at a time right now, I'm going to do one called Boom, Sick, Sick, Dana. What that at ya? podliwą, Kanadyjna, tak moja tylko, Przyczytana, moja kochana, Przyczytana sobie, przyczytana sama. Tylko nim się spotkam, zaraz idzie, za mną nie umaga. Wysypana moja kochana, wysypana mnie tylko sama.
All right, Junior Blazonczyk on the vocals. Boom, sick, sick, done. Once again, we're going to have my mom, Dee Ogrodny, come on up here. Give her a round of applause. All right, can I be honest with y'all here for a second? We're going to have an honest moment. How many of you are here all weekend? Okay, you're already making my point, and that was a little bit better. But based on what I've heard from your screaming this evening so far, that's not going to do this weekend. It's going to have to be a little bit louder. Do you agree? Yeah! Are you ready to have some fun?
Hell yeah!
Roscoe is. Roscoe, you led that one up, buddy. I appreciate that. All right, this is one my mom's been singing for a few years, being only 29 years old herself. One called Pickin' Cherries.
48, I'm sorry, 48 forever.
Ogrodny, my mom on the vocal. Picking cherries. And she doesn't like to talk on the microphone, but I will say how much she respects Laura and Mary Lou and all of the great female vocalists that are out there in the polka world and in this room this evening. Stacy, you can say it on the mic too. Vicky, there you go. Hey, she can talk. It always amazes me when we're in the car and she goes, I don't think I can hit those notes anymore. And then she gets on the mic and there she goes. All right, here's one called Polish Boyfriend for you.
Want to call Polish boyfriend for you? That was one of the weirdest moments in my life. She starts singing that song and she looks at me like I'm supposed to sing it with her. That was a very uncomfortable moment, though. I don't know if I appreciated that very much. Yes, thank you, Ryan, for noticing the jokes. All right, this one we're about to do is called I Give You Music. It was first presented to the Versatones by Mr. Kevin Adams over here many, many years ago. It was a great idea, one of your many, many good ideas, and I'll make sure I tell your wife about after this. You're full of good ideas, my friend, and everybody needs to know it, right? Here we go, we're called I Give You Music.
Listen to me. I'm just a common woman who feels a need to sing of love and peace and right and wrong. Give me attention and I'll sing you a song to have and hold, richer than diamonds or gold. I give you music. I give you music, just like my daddy did. Just like his daddy before him all the precious gift. There's nothing quite as strong as a feeling in a song. I give you music. Come listen to me. I'm just a lonely minstrel, as you can see. I have no worldly goods to pass along. All I can give you is a loving song. No buildings made for me, just lasting harmony. I give you music. I give you music, just like my daddy did. Just like his daddy before in all precious gifts. There's nothing quite as strong like a feeling in a song. I give you music, just like my daddy did. Just like his daddy before in all precious gifts. There's nothing quite as strong as a feeling in a song. I give you music.
so much. One called I Give You Music. Is Lenny Gamolka here by any chance? I saw him earlier. He's in the very back. Lenny, if you wouldn't mind making your way up here, and actually I'm going to call an audible. We're going to do 2 more songs for you before we take a little bit of a break. But I'd like to ask, because I didn't know he was going to be here, I'd like to ask my Uncle Edu Ogrodny, come on stage. Give him a round of applause, my Uncle Edu. This is a family day, right? So when I see moments that could be made, let's make them, right? So Lovesick Polka that I talked to y'all about before, that was the man that taught it to me. And that was the man that I recorded it with the Versatones. And I'd like to do that one more time and bring Edu up here and sing it with me. What do you say? Give him a round of applause. A member of Ray J and the Carousels for I don't know how many years. 62? Are you serious? Little Ronnie and Ray J's been with him 62 years. And I get choked up saying it, but you know, with my dad not physically on this earth anymore, when I get to see him or my Aunt Felicia or any of his brothers and sisters, it just it does my heart a lot of good. So we're gonna repeat this song. It's in a little bit of a different key, Uncle Edu, so we'll just kind of figure this out as we go. We haven't done this probably in 30 years or more, but here we go. Let's do it.
This is called No Practice.
No practice. None of this entire evening is practiced. You might want to pull your camera in for this. Les did. Follow Les's lead.
Shabba-wa, baby, shabba-ba-dum, ale ja nie będę dziewczyną za tobą. Poczekaj, ja się urodzili, to ci święty dała. Let's all gather round and round. Let's all do the polka shuffle, polka shuffle, go, go, go. 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 Up and down, boys and girls, let's all shuffle round and round. Don't be scared, keep on smiling. Polka shuffle, go, go, go. Polka shuffle, go, go, go. Polka shuffle, go, go, go. Mr. Edu Ogrodny, my uncle, great job, buddy. I remember back in the day where I'd stand on top of my amplifier singing that song. Back in the old days. Thank you very much.
They've been asleep all day, and you get on this stage and they all wake up. Pull out no Ogrodny. I remember my grandfather dancing on his head practically at Fiedler's Grove. I think you have a little of Grandpa's genes in your blood, and so did my dad, right? Love you, brother. One more time, Ogrodny. All right, well, we have time for one more before we take a short break, and we're going to bring the legend on this stage, Mr. Henny. How about it for Henny? We're going to have him come up for a little bit more of the second set, if he doesn't mind. But we want to keep you here, right? So I'm kind of dangling the carrot at the end. I'm kind of a businessman here, right? So stick around and you'll hear more of Henny. But this is one off of his latest recording that he was kind enough to invite my mom and I on. And it's one called Honey Mother. Sorry, Henny, I didn't give you a heads up. Sometimes you do that to me too, so I'm kind of just, repaying the favor a little bit, right? Be careful what you teach me, because I'm a quick learner. And don't forget, this is a jam. It was billed as a jam. We kind of have our set list and everything, but you're welcome to, request any songs that you might want to hear. We probably don't know them, we probably won't do them, but you're welcome to request any songs you want to hear. And if I can't do them, we're going to get the president of the IPA to play it for you, Mr. Chris Bogdan. Every time I see a video of a polka band anymore, you're in the video. How do you know all of those songs? It's like me with Alan Jackson. Well, I only know 90 minutes of material, my friend, so you got me beat. Henny, I love you. Good to see you. Here we go, Honey Mother.
Dziś wesele, orkiestra wesoło gra. Chodzi na soło króla. Pani młoda ślubuje, pani młoda ślubuje, zadowolony tańcuje. Zadowolony tańcuje. Pani młoda ślubuje, zadowolony tańcuje. Zadowolony tańcuje. Dzisiaj jest to wesele, dzisiaj jest to wesele, choćby się wprowadzają, a modlitwy się witają. Dzisiaj
Dzisiaj duże wesele, orkiestra wesoło gra. Wesoło hula. Pani młoda spróbuje, zadolary tańcuje. Zadolary tańcuje. Ogrodny, are you having fun so far?
Oh yeah!
All right, so we're going to take a very short intermission right now, and if you're not aware of what's going to happen after intermission, we're actually going to do a whole set of country music for you. And we're going to be playing some songs by my boss, Alan Jackson, and a few other tunes that I think you might know. And it's thanks to Mr. Ryan Lukacs behind me that he's gotten his incredible trio, Junior and the Push, that are going to play along with us. So stick around, and one more time for the Blazonczyk family, thank you all so much for all that you do. I see now Tony Blazonczyk has joined us. Love all of you, so thanks for having us, and we'll see you here in a little bit. We have a request. See, I told you. Junior, I don't know if you heard me say that. So you're welcome to request, but we're probably not going to do it.